Hello everybody, I am Tom and you are watching me play Warframe. I've heard that there is a new quest available. So I'm going to have a look to see, do they still have this? Well, that's Mask of the Revenant, which I haven't done yet, but that's fine. I have done, but haven't done. I originally did it, but it didn't work properly when it first came out. Okay, interesting. The quest that I've been told about is in the Codex. I guess I'll do some Googling to see how one would start this quest, considering it's not in the Codex. So I will be back with you when I've either figured it out or looked it up. See you in a second. Alright, we're back. I did Google it. Apparently, I managed to actually...
Operator.
Thank you, Ordis.
All accounted for.
Apparently, you start it by going into your bedchamber. I managed to actually look up something that had no spoilers. Good option if you're doing that, just add no spoilers at the end of things. Amazingly works a lot of the time. Well. Rap tap tap, I suppose. Interesting. Creepy dude. Pseudo father void man. I think man in the wall is what he's known as by the community because of what Rel called him essentially. I have no objective, so I guess I'm just gonna go. Oh. Apparently I can't go into my operator form. Interesting. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there's creepy laughter. That's not fucking creepy at all. They were lotuses. Like shadowy lotuses. Is this him trying to tell us that Lotus is evil? Because of... Make it, Huh. Well, he looks like my operator. I mean, his creepy-ass laugh isn't helping his case here. Because in all honesty, I've never really distrusted the man in the wall. I mean, he drove Rel crazy, but Rel was... More combat? Yes. He drove Rel crazy, but I don't think that was, like, intentional. Also, Rel was holding him captive. Whether or not that was a good thing or not, I'm not entirely sure. But his creepy laughter currently isn't making me trust him anymore, that's for damn sure. I'll speculate later. I still can't go into my operator form, which is intriguing. Is the implication being that he is me? I mean, he's wearing my clothes, but... Yeah, he's wearing my clothes and in the Lotus's helmet, so... Which, I mean, he's always been, like, your operator, or at least that's the form he takes. I'm still not entirely sure what he is. He has something to do with the Void, but besides that, I got no idea. Killing Shadow Lotuses, as it stands. I didn't even see him there, he must have been up there. This is the original room that we were in. I guess we go down. So this is where we woke up from the dream, which is interesting. Well, that's...
Are you not who you think I am?
But of course you are. Imprisoned, just as she was.
Phallus. Intimidating the... That's the Lotus's how she stands. Interesting. This is reminiscent of that mission where she ran away, I suppose, and ran away with Phallus. Which is interesting. Creepy as ever. We look quite similar. And go through this space vagina, I suppose. See, that's Phallus. It's Phallus right there.
Hello? No. No hope.
Turned into a sentient?
Only suffering under her eye. But she gave me the gift of life. Why would I betray her?
So I can now dash to a bunch of places.
This is no gift. She stole my death. My perfect death. Such is her power over me, over the devil.
It's interesting that Phallus sees himself as the devil.
We saw what we wanted, those devils and I. A lover, a mother. But now, I know. She is neither. She's a hawk calling with Sparrow's song.
I'm assuming...
Blending into wood.
I'm assuming I don't want to get seen by the eye.
Spreads not into flesh, but into your heart. Those devils. What has their great awakening accomplished with the destruction of potential allies? Don't they see? sent her to the Jade Light. And the Lotus. Just some cloud in the sky. Just some shape they imagined. Only the sentient is real. Only Natar. So, tell me, Devil, do you understand what must be done?
Kill the Lotus, presumably.
The Paracesis. The sentient slayer. Hurry, take this. The idea of it. It is the only way your war can end.
Is this me, or am I playing as the man in the wall? There was Lotus in behind that music saying Tenno, I think. Yeah, it is. Over and over again. Paracesis blueprint. Chimera Prologue complete. Investigate your personal quarters upon completion of the sacrifice. Okay. So this is like a deformed Ballas. He's like deformed, I don't know if it's the correct word. He's being turned into a sentient by the look of it. Or he's a sentient made to look like Ballas with his memories, I don't know. One way or the other. Ooh, this is interesting lore-wise. Hmm. I'm gonna keep recording because I'm expecting a Hey Kiddo at some point. Interesting. The reason I'm wandering around my ship is I'm expecting the man in the wall to show up at some point. What's it called? Something or other? Paracesis. 1,000 ducats, 5 idle. I have 5 idle shorts, that's nice. A galatine? Okay. I can get some ducats and then come back. Huh. Also...
Ordis is
Angry.
I may require maintenance after all.
Okay, this has some weird ramifications. Because it would seem that the man in the wall... I mean, the man in the wall led us there. But... So presumably he's against the Lotus, but I always kind of thought he was against the Lotus anyway. Because he's like, sort of void associated and sentients hate the void. Or are damaged by the void or whatever. But Ballas seems to want to help us because he was either betrayed by the Lotus or... Huh. So it's looking more and more like Lotus is actually just big bad, but... I have to stew on this before I say more. I'll be back with ducats. Alright, and I'm back. And I have 1,000 ducats. Which is nice. Something tells me I misspelt that. Or misremembered what it was. I was thinking perilous something, but that's clearly wrong. That was para, not para. It's gonna take my galatine, but oh well. 3 former down the drain. I actually wonder, I may actually just spend platinum on getting another guillotine. Sure. 175. I'm pretty sure that'll be cheaper.
Analyze the intelligence profiles of the Brigadier.
We'll see.
Error, not a number. Did the operator enjoy this witticism?
Not particularly, because I've heard it before quite a few times, Orders. Alright, so if I build another guillotine... Yeah. Sweet. It was a guillotine that cost me 30 platinum rather than 175. Paracesis. This one. Aim for a penny, in for a pound. I'll look at what this weapon does. Paracesis. The Sentient Slayer, an offering from Ballas. So we're talking like... barely a critical chance. A very high critical chance, in fact.
If I may say, operator, your chosen Warframe suits you. Ha, ha.
Only 12% status, but whatever. Interesting. Takes cleaving whirlwind, so I'm happy. Huh. It's mainly slash damage, so it's... This might be a really good weapon, actually. Huh. Okay, and we're back. I've checked in the sacrificial mods here because they do extra damage against sentients and it just seemed appropriate. I need more endo to be able to up these properly. And this is going to take a lot of former to chuck in all the things I want to chuck in this, but it's interesting. It doesn't seem to have like an innate extra damage versus sentience or anything, but we'll see. I'm sure it has some kind of story significance in an upcoming quest, but it looks cool nonetheless. Slash style greatsword, I can always appreciate that. Okay, so I'm going to go into a bit of a lore discussion here because I don't entirely know what's going on, but I find it interesting. So the implications of this quest, we've got the man in the wall leading us towards Ballas, who has been corrupted into a sentient or been changed into a sentient somehow. In somewhat, I guess, poetic justice, he's been turned into like a killing machine. Or, at the very least, a camera for the Lotus? The way his eye was working? I don't know entirely what that was about. It seemed like Lotus was looking through him, is what it seemed to me. But the kind of irony of him being turned into, like, a monster is kind of funny, considering what he did to... how he created the Warframes. But the man within the wall seems to be on our side. Or at the very least, he seems to be against the Lotus. I think at a minimum we can say he's against the Lotus. And it makes me wonder where the alignment, the quote-unquote alignment system is actually going to come into this. Because we have, I don't know if you can see it here. No, you can't. You have to look in profile. Yeah, here we go. I'm pretty much 50-50. Slightly more on the sort of moon side. I'm still not entirely sure what they denote as far as the choices you're making. I was thinking maybe like order versus chaos, or control versus like submission to just letting people do what you want. It is interesting. Because the man in the wall is clearly has something to do with the void, which would put him at odds with the sentience just by the fact that he has to do with the void, and the sentients are vulnerable to the void, I guess would be the best way to describe it. The void, they can't go into the void, it kills them or something. It's never actually specifically said, but... And here's the other thing as well, is that... Was Lotus, like, reminded of her sentient belongings and that's why she betrayed us, or was she working against us the entire time? Because the more that I think back on the previous quests, like, there were places where she could have been helpful and she just wasn't. And she always had this thing as like, oh, I was caring for you, I was trying to save you from the pain, or whatever. But, like, we look back at the second dream, she hid us away. Okay, she didn't kill us. But she hid us away. Maybe... See, that's the thing that I keep getting stuck on. She hid us away to protect us, quote-unquote, I'm doing air quotes here, from Hunhao and the sentients in general, because the sentients want us as dead. But if it turns out for the entire time she was working for the sentients, what reason would she have to do that? Unless... I'm not sure I have enough information to really sum together a proper cohesive story here. I may think about it and make another video. I think it's probably the best way of doing it. But for now, I'll say thanks and I'll see you next time, where I may actually do some kind of analysis and see if I can wrap my head around what they're talking about and how this story is pushing forward. Because the fact that Ballas seemingly just helped us because he was betrayed by Lotus and turned into the sentient, it's interesting. I mean, it's not exactly outside Ballas' character, because, I mean, he's kind of a dick, but, I think I'm going to have to just make a separate video about it and see, and discuss it out and see if I can suss out what's going on. In any case, thanks for watching. That was a really nice quest. I liked it. It was short to the point, and it gave you a good understanding of how... A better understanding of the fact that the Lotus really is just a sentient at this point. What was the line he said? All that is left is the sentient, all that is left is Natar. It's interesting. And it's making me wonder whether or not Lotus was against us the entire time. And in reality, she was never Space Mom per se, she was Space Jail Warden. We'll see. In any case, thanks for watching. I shall see you next time. Bye.